So hello and welcome back to another vlog in my fancy schmancy setup here. I was recording something else and I thought, why not start a vlog? First vlog of the year, and believe it or not, I actually tried to start a vlog a few times now this year, and I'm just gonna start over, or at least gonna start right here for the video. And I have a weird back and forth with vlogging. And I've talked about this before a lot of times, and this is the last time I'm going to address it, but I'm going to do my best to kind of talk about how I feel. And I feel like my problem, I feel like I was kind of awkward for a while with vlogging. If you are new here, I don't even know how many people, I don't know. I'm really not one to pay attention to numbers, and I've said this before where vlogging is just kind of my own little video diary, and there's probably a lot of things that nobody but me would find interesting to watch or look back on or whatever. But I did get a bit awkward with vlogging for a while and a bit self-conscious. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But years ago, I would document everything, every little thing, and I didn't think twice about it. And then somewhere in there, I did start thinking more about it and kind of being like, maybe this is just dumb to do and there's no point in recording mundane things or whatever else. But I really enjoy it. I really like having things to look back on. Things are just always changing in life, and it's nice to kind of go back and reflect on that and see how things were years ago. However, with that being said, I feel like when I think of it sometimes, that aspect, while I love it, it also kind of makes me sad sometimes. And this might sound very, very weird, but sometimes when I'm recording stuff, I feel like I'm documenting something that I'm having such a good time with. And then I think one day I'm going to watch this and this is going to make me sad because this is no longer how this is or how life feels or whatever else. And I think that prevents me from vlogging. And I've also I feel like sometimes I have to be in the right mood to vlog, or a very specific mood. And I feel like that's normal because this isn't my job. It's just what I like to do. But I feel like that's almost a little bit extreme. And I don't want to be that way. I want to just pick up the camera and document and not think about, is my mood going to change or is something going to change in general where I'm not going to feel like finishing this vlog. If I start it today, which is Thursday, random day, is something going to happen tomorrow where I'm just going to be like, this whole thing is dumb and I'm never going to share this or keep this. And I feel like I've gotten very particular about the things I vlog to a fault almost. And I don't want to be like that. I feel like I've kind of gone through different phases where, I vlogged whatever and too much and shared too much information. And then I pulled back and kind of just went to more B-roll of life and just, basic stuff. Not really sharing too much personality behind it. And I liked those kind of videos for other reasons. Then I did cooking videos, which I love that too. And I don't know. I don't even know how I want to document things or what I want to document exactly, but I know that I would like to start recording things more regularly again. I always think of, I don't know. I always kind of go back to more serious things and think of my dad, for example, and the videos that I have of him and how I'm very thankful that I did record those videos and that I can go back and, see him and hear his voice. And not every day. You don't want to watch those things all the time or it just makes you sad, but just that I have them, and sometimes I don't know, like back then I probably could have gotten into the mindset where if I record these things, maybe one day he won't be here And I think those kind of thoughts sometimes. Like, I think, what if life changes? Or what if this falls apart? Or what if that falls apart? And whatever I'm documenting right now that feels so good is going to feel really bad one day. And I think ultimately what that comes down to is just not being able to be present in the moment. And I know people pick word of the year and something that they like try to do more of or really focus on or whatever else. And I think for me, present is my word of the year, because that's really what I want to focus on, and being more in the moment and not worrying what the future is going to hold, or not going back to a better time and kind of reminiscing too much about it. So I feel like that's also not good, but have a good in between, which is just present. I think the perfect example I have of this is when Mittens brought her kittens inside, and again, back in the day, I would have vlogged every single moment, every single step they took. I would have informed you guys or this channel or whoever watches this, just for me, but whoever else is watching this, when each cat purred for the first time, because I was very excited about that. And I didn't document like hardly any of it. I know I recorded a video saying that it happened and that we were unsure what we were going to do and who was going to take the kittens or which ones were going to who and everything else. But that was one of those times where it's exactly how I feel about vlogging in general lately. But I didn't record anything because I didn't know what the future was going to hold. I didn't know. Like, I wanted to document everything and I wanted to record everything. But at the same time, I was like, what if I look back on this a year from now, 2 years from now, and it just makes me sad. And I think of like, where is this kitten today? What happened to them? And I would document all these things that made me so happy and so joyful, only to just have that and it not turn out the way that I wanted it to, I guess. But now that I can see into the future, because it is the future, and it's almost 2 years now since all that happened, and I just have regret for not recording it, because everything turned out fine and all of them are happy and cozy here, and that would have been great to have, but I think I literally was like too afraid to record anything. I was too afraid to document anything, to share it with anybody, because I just didn't know what was going to happen. And until I knew what was going to happen, I didn't want to record too much. And I feel like sometimes that's how I feel about vlogging in general. Like, I think that's what holds me back. Sometimes I just don't know how life is going to unfold, so I don't know if I want to record the stuff now, if that makes any sense. But like I said, the majority of the time when I look back, I don't think there's ever a time that I looked back and said, oh, I wish I didn't record this. Except when I'm acting really silly, when I've had too much sugar, those clips get deleted. But everything else, I'm always glad that I have. So that being said, that's what I think I'm going to try to do going forward with vlogging. I'm not going to try to make everything look super perfect. I'm not going to just completely check out, I don't think, personality-wise, even though I want to do that sometimes. But I kind of like having a mixture of everything that I've tried on this channel, basically. I like sharing recipes. I like yapping on and on and on about nothing sometimes. I like getting B-roll to throw in and make it a little bit creative here and there. So I kind of want to do all of that somehow, more often. I mean, with vlogging in December, I'm blanking on what that's called right now, but I kept with it. I did every week, even if I posted it like a little later than I wanted to. I recorded stuff every week, and sometimes I feel like the stuff that I vlog is a little too mundane to even put in a video, but at the same time, when I watch vlogs, that's what I like to watch. I just watch other people's mundane. I don't know what it is, but that's what I like. So it's like, why not document my own mundane, instead of just watching everybody else's. So I think that's what I want to do on this channel. Just share the mundane, share whatever the heck I want, and not think too much about anything. I'll leave it at that. That's what I want to do. If you made it this far, let me know what your goal is this year. And how do you feel about documenting things? I have no idea if anybody's going to see this, but if anybody does, how do you feel about documenting things? You just document everything, or do you just like stay completely in the moment and it's over when it's over and you move on? Because that's something I struggle with as well. So let me know. All right. I think I've rambled enough for this one, unapologetically, but I don't want this video to be too long. So I will end it here, and I will see you guys in the next proper vlog. All right. See you then.